Hello, I'm Heidi Brumbach with Be Well TV, and I'm excited today to introduce you to Shannon Rollins, who is our new host of The Well Balanced Mind. Very excited. You may have seen her in past episodes of Women Have Needs Too with Linda Q, or maybe you saw her at Be Well Con, virtual Be Well Con, earlier in December of 2020. We're so excited to have you here, Shannon, because you have so many fans.
Oh, thank you. I'm really excited to be here and to have this opportunity to share my knowledge with you all and be able to bring a lot of experts on as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah.
Well, for those that don't know you yet, tell everyone what you do.
Yeah, so I'm a clinical hypnotherapist located here in Orlando in the Lake Nona area, and I'm also a coach and a speaker. So I work with people to create long-lasting change, whatever their goals may be. It could be everything from weight loss all the way to pain management, and I really love doing that, helping people create that inner peace and having a better lifestyle altogether. Yeah.
Okay, so hypnosis and hypnotherapy sounds kind of like, you know, it almost like a joke. Like people don't think it's real because they think of like the Vegas show with the with the magician, or you know, they just think of like party tricks. So explain what hypnotherapy really is.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy that you asked this because I hear all the time people saying, Shannon, can you make me forget my ex? That's the one that I hear the most. I'm like, no, that's not what this is
Or like
for.
on Shallow Hal, like can you make ugly people beautiful and beautiful people ugly?
Like, no, that's not what this is. But I understand why there's so many misconceptions because we're used to seeing we're just so used to seeing the person in the suit on stage making you quack like a chicken, making you do these things, and that's not really what it is. So what I do is professional clinical hypnotherapy, and so the difference between that is really working with your subconscious mind to create long-lasting change. And we have these different aspects of our mind, and where our emotions and our beliefs and our habits and our past memories are stored in our subconscious mind. So I'm able to help that person access it. And it's funny, I heard another hypnotherapist before explain it best, and I can't remember exactly who it was, but they said, it's like a garage door opener. Your mind is a garage door, and I just open it up, and you can go in, and you just kind of chuck out whatever bad emotions you don't want anymore.
Interesting.
Or reform some beliefs, right? Reframe some of those beliefs. And so with hypnotherapy, it's just going into an altered brainwave state. So we have 4 brainwave states. We have beta, and that's us chatting right now. And then alpha, theta, and delta. Delta, you're out.
Okay.
So we don't go that deep. But in those middle brainwave states, we're better to access those emotions, being open to those memories, those beliefs. And so I use that modality primarily to help people figure out what is going on? Like, have you ever heard someone or said to yourself, I don't know why I'm this way. I don't know why I keep doing these things.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so I really help them get to the core of that. Like, what is the core of the problem? What is really going on here? And so with hypnosis, that's what we actually do, inducing hypnosis in that state, in those lower brainwave states. And then hypnotherapy, that's just the profession in general. And, being trained to effectively help people heal whatever's going on and really reframe those beliefs about themselves. So it's my passion because, listen, if you had asked me 10 years ago if I would be doing this, I would think you were out of your mind, that you're crazy. But I actually fell into it because I had lost a loved one, and I actually went to a hypnotherapist for grief and loss because I was like, well, why not, right?
Right.
You know, kind of last resort, why not? And it helped me significantly. And I was like, man, I want to help other people do the same thing. And that's where I really developed my passion for this work.
How interesting.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it at home, my daughter and my husband and I. And, my husband and I actually worked in Vegas and did work with magicians. And we have a little bit of a background with that kind of showy sort of side. So, we joke about like, I can't be hypnotized. It's not real. It's, other people, maybe they don't understand how their mind works. They're too easily manipulated or something like that. But when my daughter said, well, what is it? Because it's like you relate it to something that's just cheesy and fake, but then you hear that it's an actual therapy and like, what is it? So we did some research on your website, and I thought it was really interesting to find out that you actually come in and out of hypnosis on a daily basis without ever knowing it. And that's what people call daydreaming or zoning out and it was funny because just yesterday, my daughter and I were going to the store. We were going shopping, and I left my Fitbit inside, and I joke and say, like, those stuffs don't even count if I don't have my Fitbit on. So
put them on the fan, let it go.
Yeah. So I had to go back and run into the house and grab my Fitbit before we left. And then later she was like, I don't even remember you going inside to get your Fitbit. And I was like, that's because you were hypnotized. You were in a state of hypnosis. I was like, because you were daydreaming. And she's like, daydreaming? So I don't daydream. And I'm like, maybe daydreaming is an old-fashioned term. Kids don't use that these days, but it's like, it's zoning out. It's just when you're in that state where you're not really paying attention to what's happening. Is that true?
It absolutely. So have you ever heard of the term highway hypnosis?
No.
So whenever you pass your exit, have you ever done that? Because
yes.
I'm the queen of passing
now I know
my
exactly
exit.
I know exactly what it is now.
So when you're doing that, your conscious mind, it's there, but it's kind of like do, and your subconscious mind is just running the show. Like your subconscious mind is going through the motions of
or like
driving,
those times when you're like
pressing gas.
All of a sudden you're at home and you're like, wait, how do I get home?
Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And the interesting thing is, because if we're talking about magicians and stage shows, you might often hear the term sleep. And while I use that within my hypnotic sessions with people, you're not actually going to sleep. It's not a real state of I'm sleeping, I'm unconscious. It's your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are bridged together to communicate more effectively. Because what happens when we're daydreaming or you're in a class that you don't like and you're just off in la la land, or we do it every day, right? Or the most common time when this happens is before you go to bed at night. When the lights dim down and you're just starting to drift off, but you can still hear some noises. That is when. And then when you go to sleep, that's actual sleeping. So you're not actually going to sleep in this. And the most common misconceptions I hear is, well, I don't want to be under your control. I'm like, you can never do or say anything that you don't want to say or do. And you can withhold information if you want to. And I know this because I have. Yeah. I don't want to share with them this one thing. I'm not ready for that yet. And the interesting thing is when you're in hypnosis, your mind won't bring up anything that's not ready to heal, that's not ready to be healed. And so these are many of the common things, because the stage shows, you look at that person on the stage and you're like, man, they look like they're totally under his control.
Right.
But if you've asked some people in the stage shows, some of them are like, I know someone, I watched them and they're just like, I'm just not feeling it. And
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. And so it's one of those things where it's very different. It's very different because they're coming to me with a goal, not to do, I don't even know what that would be for, right? For the
Right.
So they're coming to me for a goal, but with the process, it's so beautiful because when someone's open and they're ready for that, a lot of change can really occur. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, some people I think are kind of scared. It's a little intimidating, and maybe they do have a lot of deep-seated trauma or something, and the idea of kind of encountering that and bringing it back up into your memory, I think, is a little daunting and scary. So have you ever run into that situation with anyone?
Yeah, and there's so many, I would say I'm very well trained. There's so many techniques that I can use that I always tell someone, your mind will not bring up anything you're not ready to face, you're not ready to heal from. But I'm here with you the whole time. And so sometimes it might take reminding that person or disassociating them from the situation altogether. It is more rare that that happens, but that memory and those emotions and beliefs attached to that are inside. They're inside your mind, and they're already there, and they're running on replay, whether we know it or not. They're just circulating around and around, and they're creating decisions that we're making that we don't even know are happening. You know, we don't even know certain things that happen. And usually I never do something like that on the first session. Like, for example, that's called a regression therapy. And I never do that on the first session because I want someone to be comfortable.
Sure.
So we're going to do a recording. We're going to figure out your goals, get to the bottom of your beliefs and your emotions, look at some patterns. We might do some other fun techniques for you, but you're going to walk away with a recording that you can listen to every day. And then when you're super comfortable and you know what's happening and we really know each other and you trust me, then we're going to start doing that. But I will never push someone to do something that they don't want to do. This is their journey and their choice, 100%. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me about the show that that is beginning now. How does this information translate to viewers at home?
Yeah, so the Well-Balanced Mind, I'm really excited because it's really insights to understanding your mind, to understanding your patterns, understanding how to live a more well-balanced life. And when I say well-balanced, I don't mean work-life balance. I just mean however it works for you, understanding your emotions, understanding why they're coming up. And then I always like to be very actionable. Like if anyone's listened to my past speeches or information or blogs, I always try to give takeaways. Like do this, research this. But in all reality, it's about the human experience and being able to handle situations in a better light. So, for example, when I use the grief example, I'm not going to go around telling, be positive even though you lost a loved one last week, right? That's just that's not reasonable. You're having a human experience that's negative at the time. So what do you do with that? How do you clear from that? And then some of the topics I really want to bring this home is how you can create a happier lifestyle altogether. And it all starts with your mind. And it really does. The core of it is your mind. And that's why people always ask me with hypnotherapy, for example, what can hypnotherapy help? And I say, whatever the mind affects, hypnotherapy can help with, because that's where it's stemming from. And so really teaching people how to live a more fulfilled lifestyle, whether it's through losing weight and exercising more, or if it's having a healthier relationship, or just understanding yourself better in that personal development space. And really bringing on a lot of experts that are experts in their field about the mind, about the brain, and bringing that in as well. I'm really excited about that part, by the way. So, yeah, but that's what I want for this show.
I'm excited to see all of it. I think the show's going to be fascinating, and so much valuable content. One other thing that I want to talk about before we go is you're actually launching a physical location in
Yes.
Orlando for your clients to come to you, and you have a grand opening coming up.
I do. It's actually on the 3rd, so it's February 3rd, which right now would be tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. Or 2 days from now. So yeah, February 3rd, and my hours are going to be about 10 to 7. Not sure how many people want to do hypnotherapy at 8 a.m. before work, so we're going to do later hours, open on Saturdays as well, and I'm actually going to be located in Lake Nona within athletic sports medicine and wellness. So I'm really looking forward to that launch and being able to meet more people through the process, yeah.
Well, good luck on that.
Thank you.
If anybody, is it open for people to attend, or are you making any announcements virtually, or how can people get more information?
Yeah, so my Instagram at Shannon P. Rollins. And then online, I'll also be posting, my website is shannonrollinshypnosis.com or shannonrollins.com. Either one goes to the same place. But I'll be announcing it on there as well. And then I will be setting up a grand opening, just not sure in the planning process right now, taking it day by day.
Sure, when we get to have the big party.
Yes, that's what we're waiting for, is the party, right? That's what I'm waiting for. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
again, I can't wait to see what you have in store and what information you're going to share. Everyone, please know that you can find the show on bewelltv.online or on YouTube, our YouTube channel, Be Well TV. We look forward to all of the great content that Shannon's going to share, and we look forward to seeing you, or not seeing you, but you seeing Shannon, and we'll know you that you're there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Shannon. Be well.
Yes. Thank you.